I'm pretty sure that's not meant for human consumption. What's going on, everybody? My name is Kevin. I usually go by DKvisions on my website, and also visions_DK, since somebody stole it before and I didn't ever use it. But nonetheless, I'll be talking a little bit about a specific type of lure that I've been getting into lately. Still considered a swim bait. I'll be talking about the Victus 35. Victus also comes in different type of sizes from Oracle Lures. Oracle Lures is a company that is based out of Pennsylvania that makes specifically soft plastics. This one is particular from their Victus line. This is technically the Victus 35, which also comes in a bunch of different colors. You can realistically get it in whatever color you like, flaking, swirl. The Victus 35 is a 3.5-inch swim bait that is ribbed, but color is one thing. I could throw pretty much any color that I could grab from a bag and realistically try to catch a fish off, matching the hatch, as this thing has caught a stupid amount of fish. Unlike the bigger brothers like the Victus 6, which are a lot bigger and whatnot, and you need a lot more specialty stuff, you can throw this stuff on a Texas rig, you can throw it on a weighted Texas rig, you can throw it on a Carolina rig if you really wanted to. Realistically, there's 1,000 different options you could rig this thing up and still have it used. Nose hook this thing, work it as a drop shot or power shot. The one thing I love about these things is how durable they are. They use a specific type of formula from dead-on plastics, and the dead-on plastics, they're pretty much the best of the best you can get. Their plastisol that they use on these are stupid strong. And what I mean by that is they get stretched. Like, I could pinch the living daylight out of this thing right now with 2 fingers, and if I did it with a lot of other different companies, I'm pretty sure I'd split this in half. Like, I'm forcibly pinching this thing. No damage whatsoever. As you can tell, this is technically still a brand new one. There's no hook marks or anything, no bite marks on it. So this is legit when it comes to how strong it is. I saved one specifically because of this reason. This one I fished today and portion of the other day as well. This one has caught 14 fish. 14. I'm not talking about like bluegills, obviously nothing crazy when it comes to like toothy critters, because that's pretty much fair game at any point with any type of soft plastics. Largemouth, smallmouth bass. This by itself, as you can see from all the markings on the actual lure itself, there's a lot of teeth mark on this thing. Like, there's cuts in the plastic and whatnot. Almost missing an eyeball because it's ripping out of the top here. The only reason why I even stopped using it was it came off the hook and it split right there. So I wanted to save this one specifically to show you how stupid durable these things are. And if you don't believe me, give them a try yourself. I can't promise anything on the tail section itself, because just like with any type of swim bait, if you want action and whatnot, especially on a boot tail, I mean, these can be ripped off. That's a no-brainer. You could buy a Kitech, you could buy your favorite swim baits and whatnot, plastic swim baits. I don't really count the tail being a, super durable part, because it is going to be the most, it's going to be the thinnest portion of the actual whole plastic body and whatnot, but it's still held up. And the reason why I know that is because if you look at all the bite marks still on the tail from all the bluegill, sunfish, and whatnot, it's still held up on this one. Obviously, you're probably asking, how do you rig this thing? Simple. Any way you put a hook through it, realistically. I put a 1/0 EWG or extra wide gap hook on this thing, power shotting this thing. You could Texas rig this thing, you could weighted Texas rig this thing, you can Carolina rig it. Any type of way you can rig a swim bait, you can rig it with this. Most favorite way of rigging it, and not being sponsored by this type of terminal tackle or anything, but Owner Finesse, to be specifically the Owner Ultra Head Finesse. The Owner Ultra Finesse has pretty much everything I really need. I use only 2 different types of sizes. I use the 1/8 ounce head and I use the 16th ounce head. 16th ounce heads I use a little bit for more finicky type of finesse type fishing, where I need a slower drop Most of the time I'm using the ethos. They both have the 2-aught hook on top of them, and they come in 4-packs. This is the brand new one. Just like with anything else, you literally just take it right through the dead center of the actual swim bait, prick it just like how you would with any type of Texas rig, go right through the bottom, get it right up to that little latch point of the head, and then make a little mark with your finger, and then at that point just rig it straight on. Now, just like with any type of swim bait, you want to make sure you rig it completely straight, because if you rig this thing sideways or anything like that, it will mess up the action, just like with anything. Now, what's nice about it is I don't have to texpose this realistically. Since these are all hand poured, there's this nice little groove that fits extremely flush with that hook point. So anything that I won't have right here, like weeds or anything, it won't actually catch. But as soon as it gets bit, hook point gets exposed. This is my most favorite way of fishing this thing. I literally just cast it, let it drop head first, because that's where all the weight's at, and just let it sit and drag it like almost like a jig. You don't have to actually fish this thing super heavy. If you're swimming this thing will flutter hardcore. Like, depending on how fast you retrieve and the waters and whatnot, it will actually still flutter, flipping side to side, and your tail will go fluttering, kicking as well at the same time.